Hello everyone, good morning. Today I'm going to start my first video of Standard 9 Biology. Okay, the very first chapter is the fundamental unit of life. So let's start our video, that is the fundamental unit of life. In the screen you can see a diagram, a microscopic diagram. Okay, what is it? So actually this is a structure of a cell. See students, whenever the name comes, the cell, there is a tagline that comes in the brain, that cell is the fundamental unit of life, cell is the basic unit of life. So the very first question that comes in the brain, that why it is called the fundamental unit of life, or why it is called the very basic unit of life. So let's study that, or let's find out that what is the answer that it is told that it's the basic unit of life. Okay, so in this diagram we can see that the structure of cell, the structure of tissue, the structure of organ, there is an organ system and there is a body also. So actually we are getting the answer of our question what we have thought just earlier. Okay, so see, this is a single cell. Now over here a group of cells makes a tissue. Now over here we are getting organs. Now a group of tissue makes a organ like it is a diagram of a heart. We are having liver, we are having lungs, we are having kidney, we are having a lot of organs. So that means a group of specialized tissue makes a specific organ. So now a group of organs makes a organ system. For example, we are having transportation system. So in the transportation system, veins are there, arteries are there, heart is there, blood is there. So this all makes organ system. Now if we take another example, that is the example of digestive system. So digestive system is having esophagus, digestive system is having stomach, pancreas, liver, small intestine, large intestine. So this all makes a organ system. Now a organ system makes a whole body. So have you got your answer that why the cell is called the basic unit of life? Because that is the unit that we are being made up of. That means every living organism is made up of cell. Now moving on to the next topic, we are having the discovery of the cell. Now we are going to read over here that how the scientists discovered the cells. Okay, as we all know that in 1665 one famous scientist, that is Robert Hooke, discovered the cell for the first time. Now we all have read that Robert Hooke discovered the cell, but do you know how he have discovered, from which part he have discovered? Okay, now in describing it, actually he have seen the cell for the first time in a bark slice, I mean to say, that means it is a slice of a tree, the outer part of a tree. So when you have just put that one under the microscope, and it was not a developed microscope, it was just his handmade microscope. So over there he have seen a honeycomb like structure, that means a separate home. Have you seen the first the image, this one? So over just like this he have seen. Okay, so he have named it the cell. Got it? So after 9 years, one more scientist, that is Antoine van Leeuwenhoek, discovered the free living cells. Now what is this free living cells? Free living cells means the cells which can move. For example, bacteria is there, RBC is there, sperm cells are there, a lot of cells are there. That means he was the first scientist who discovered the free living cells. That means he have observed with his homemade microscope that there are some microscopic particles that they are living. Got it? So there was one more scientist, Robert Brown. He have discovered the nucleus in 1831. Okay, just this much about the discovery of the. Now here is the activity to see the cell. So in the left picture, it is a onion. So if you want to perform this activity in your home, just do one thing: take a onion, just little piece of onion, and then just take out the outer layer of that onion. Okay, now dip that onion in a solution of safranin or methylene. That means it is methylene or safranin is just used for the staining purpose. Staining purpose, that means it will just color up the cell. Without staining we can't see the cells or the nucleus. Okay, so just take that slice of epidermis part of that onion and then just put it in the solution of the safranin for and leave it for 1 to 2 minutes. After that, take it out with the help of the forceps and just put in the slide, and then just put a cover slip gently, and that means the fingerprint should not come in the cover slip, and then put that one in the microscope. So when you will put that in microscope, after that you're gonna see that the structure of this one. That means what I have told about the discovery of the cell, that the cell is just like a honeycomb like structure. So you will also see that this is a honeycomb like structure. That means you can see the cells. Okay, so when the school will open, we are going to perform this experiment. So till then you can try it in your home. Okay, so our next topic is unicellular and multicellular. First, we are going to talk about the unicellular organism. See, the name unicellular itself defines, that means uni means what? Uni means a single, cellular means cell, organism means organism. That means the organism that is made up of just only one cell is known as unicellular. Now you can imagine the one which is just made up of only one cell, it will be minute, it will be microscopic, that cannot be seen by the naked eye. Okay, so these all are the microscopic organisms. So it is very minute in its structure. So some examples are there: E. coli bacteria, streptococcus, amoeba, euglena, all these things. Okay, so one more specialty in this organisms, just I am taking an example of amoeba. So amoeba is a unicellular organism. Now this organism, that means it is made up of a single cell. Now a single cell organism is capable of performing all the functions, all the life processes function. That means digestion, excretion, respiration, they can perform within that cell only. Okay, so they are called the unicellular organisms. Now there is a difference between the unicellular and the multicellular organism. So if we see the definition, just I have cleared it in the unicellular one, that it is made up of just only one single cell. Now if we see the multicellular, multi means what? Multi means more than one. If some organism is composed of more than one cell, it is known as multicellular organism. Now unicellular, that means single cell, the cell size will be very small, that is 5 to 10 micrometer, and the cell size of the multicellular will be 10 to 100 micrometer. Okay, now the origin is also there. Unicellular origin, they have evolved earlier around 3.5 thousand million years ago. That means we can identify, identify that unicellular evolved earlier or before than the multicellular organism. Then now next point, the number of cells. Unicellular, only one single cell. Multicellular, more than one cell. Now there is cell differentiation and tissue forming. So unicellular, just only one single cell. Multicellular, it can be differentiated, just like our body. Differentiation means specialization. For example, we are having a stomach, it will digest the food. We are having heart, it will pump the blood. So this is the specialization. Now next point, reproduction. So in the unicellular, mostly it's binary fission, and in the multicellular, it will takes place through the meiosis or the mitosis. Now one more important difference between the multicellular and unicellular is nitrogen fixation ability. Unicellular can fix the atmospheric nitrogen. For example, leguminous plants, they can fix the nitrogen, but the multicellular cannot fix the nitrogen. They don't have this ability. Now the last point is the arrangement of genetic component. So genetic component means what? We all know about the DNA. In the DNA there are genes. In the genes we are having our information, heredity information. So in the multicellular, it is a linear DNA. That means we are having the chromosome thread like structure. Over there we are having all the genetic information, and in the unicellular they are having in the cytoplasm as a circular DNA. They have a circular DNA, but we are having a linear DNA. Okay, now the next, the diversity of cells. See students, might you will think that the structure of every cell is same. No, it's wrong. The structure of every cell is different. Now the structure of every cell is just means specified or specialized. For example, see the diagram of muscle cells. It is long. If you take a slice of meat, okay, you will see that the muscle cells are long in structure. So it helps us to move, it helps us to run, so it just gives energy to the body. Okay, now if you see the blood cell, it is round in structure, or we can say irregular round, oval in shape. Now this one, the nerve cell. What is the function of the nerve cell? Nerve cells carry the information from one place to the other, so it is long. For example, whenever we touch a hot cup of tea, what happens? Just suddenly we leave that. Why? How fast? See, just imagine how fast we have got the we have got the information that yes, somebody is, that means somebody is harming our skin. So this is the function of the nerve cell, that it carry the information from one place to the other. Now there is a skin cell. Now the last one, this is the sperm cell. Now we can see over here that it is having a tail. So sperm cells are specialized to move from one place to the other. So the structure is just like that. So the diversity, from the diversity of the cell, we can learn that every cell's structure is different. They are according to their function. Okay, so that's it for today's class. In the next video we will talk about the other topic.